My people, welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. We talking boxing, my people, Saturday morning. Y'all know how we get down. We not about to be slacking and taking it easy and all of this other. We going at it. And we kicking this thing off with that smoke right away. But first of all, let me say good morning to everybody. Salute to everybody tuning in nice and early. Toy Mafia, always in the building. Sai, always in the building. Always showing love. My peoples, I appreciate you tuning in, man. Nice and early. It's a lot of people right now sleeping, napping, snoozing, jumping sheep across their beds and all of that. But we up nice and early. Um, Whoa. We're gonna kick this show off with this whole situation that we found out about yesterday. What makes this interesting? Just yesterday, I was telling you guys, Jai Opetaia is the face of Australian boxing, in my opinion. I know that Tim Tszyu, Nikita Tszyu, they getting all the love. They Pops is an icon, a legend. I understand that. But right now, Jai Opetaia is the guy. We know that Tim Tszyu took a couple of L's, and I don't knock him for that because he lost to Sebastian Fundora, Bakram Murtasaliev. He lost to great fighters. And I said before that I feel like Tim Tszyu can still become a world champion, probably will become a world champion at some point. I just see that happening because he's such a good fighter, such a tough fighter. So I still see him becoming a world champion. Having said that, right now, the guy with the most momentum from Australia has to be Jai Opetaia. And I was like, what? You know, it doesn't seem like he's getting that type of credit, that type of love. Well, he signed with Zuffa Boxing. After we did the show yesterday, the news came out. Right now, I've heard of multiple fighters signing with Zuffa. Jai Opetaia has to be the biggest name to go on there, on that roster. There you have it. They signed the big dog. Jai Opetaia is going to be a big dog. And let me just say this, my peoples. Every time you see somebody say, I'm signing with Zuffa Boxing, they also saying, F the WBC. We don't give a damn about your little trinket belt. Remember I told you guys this. Remember I told you when Mauricio the Goofball Sulaiman decided to strip Terence Crawford, he gave Zuffa Boxing an alley-oop. Put it right there for him. So, I just want to say, Mauricio Sulaiman, you're a goofball. You accelerated the process of popularity for Zuffa Boxing. Because what you're seeing now, when we thought this thing was going to be crap, and it was going to be crap for years before anybody even cares about it, now they got Jai Opetaia. And you know what this is going to mean? Other young, elite level fighters are going to say, wait a minute, this guy went to Zuffa. I'm going to have to consider it too. I'm going to have to consider going over with Dana White, His Excellency Turki Al Afshi. Because I told you guys, once they did Terence Crawford dirty the way that they did, that was the alley-oop for Dana and Turki to say, yo, if they did that to Crawford right after beating Canelo Alvarez, when fans are saying he's now the new face of boxing, they still did him dirty. Imagine what they're going to do to your no-name ass. Imagine what they're going to do to you when nobody know you. How do you think they're going to do you, son? So, naturally, if you're a young fighter coming up and you see the way that they did Crawford, and then Dana White, His Excellency Turki Al Afshi is like, yo, come on over. They got Jai Opetaia now. And remember, once you get a big name on your side, that's going to attract other big names. Victor J, I hope it works out. The Monk. What's up, Box Center with Jay Smith? Salute, my brother. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Y'all already know what it is, man. Saturday morning, I had to bring you this healthy dosage of sweet science. Salute to everybody tuning in on Box Center 2.0, on Box Center with Jay Smith. Y'all know we talking boxing. This is what we do on Saturdays, my peoples. And I got to say this. Daniel Negron, salute, my brother. Bam! Victor J. Smith, I saw you jogging in El Salvador. I had to do it, my peoples. And I got to say, salute to everybody in El Salvador. El Salvador's a beautiful country. I went up the mountain, ran down the mountain, all of it. Loved it. Beautiful experience. I got to go back to El Salvador, not for work, for vacation. So I could really enjoy the country like that. The Monk says hit the like. My peoples, hit that like button. In 2026, there ain't going to be no more ghost watching. There ain't going to be no more sneak hating. Y'all already know I'm him. This is not by luck. This is not by coincidence. So hit that like button, my people. Let's get to where we need to go. The whole situation, man, with Dana White bringing Jai Opetaia, Zuffa Boxing profile just went like this. Poof. A lot of people are saying Zuffa's done. Zuffa's not going to make anything. Zuffa's not. They got Jai Opetaia. They got the face of Australian boxing. Clifton Dennis. You see, I got love for Clifton Dennis, man. He be on Box Center with Jay Smith. He be on Box Center 2.0. What you got to say, my brother? Do you remember a lot of people used to be upset about the other side of the street stuff? And a lot of wishing boxing was under one umbrella. Now someone is trying to do it, but everybody's upset. Great point you just made, my brother. You see, people always crying about, no, the other side of the street, we can't make these fights because he over there and he over there. Dana White trying to get everybody right here so now we can make all of the fights. And people crying about it too. No matter what you do, they're going to cry. They're going to cry. People, listen. There's no way that you can make everybody happy. But one thing is for sure, my peoples. Dana White and His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, they already showing us that they're going to start off with a bang. You got Jai Opetaia. By the way, the first event is coming up. We're going to tune in. We're going to see how that's going to play out. The Monk. Let's unite the world with boxing. Hell yeah, my brother. Boxing brings us together. Most of us would never have known each other, would never have seen each other. But the love of the sweet science, here we are at 7:42 in the morning. Y'all addicted to boxing, by the way. Y'all need help. Y'all need help. You addicted to boxing if you watching this shit this early in the morning. But I need help too. That's the reason why we here. That's why we here talking boxing, y'all. So again, man, if you tuning in on Box Center 2.0, you tuning in on Box Center with Jay Smith, salute, man. We getting this healthy dosage. The Monk. Is Dana having trouble in the boxing world? Turk just throws more money at the boxers so they can't refuse it. This is my breakfast, bro. We love it. Salute, my G. And look, that's what I'm talking about. They got the money to make it happen. They got it. So, look, at first, there was a lot of kickback. Yo, Isaac, what's the deal, my G? There was a lot of kickback, like, nah, there's Zuffa Boxing. And even I complain, like, a Zuffa belt? Who's going to want a turkey belt? But, you know what changed everything? The day that Mauricio, the goofball Sulaiman, decided that he was going to strip Terence Crawford because he only want Canelo to have that WBC belt. We already know this. He gave Dana White and His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh an alley-oop. Take this alley-oop and go ahead and slam dunk it. Because now all these fighters that don't want to deal with us because of how dirty we did Terence Crawford, they're going to go deal with you. Remember, I told you this, my peoples. Remember this. The moment they stripped Terence Crawford, they opened the door for Dana White to bring fighters over to Zuffa Boxing. Isaac, ¿puedo jugar contigo, por favor? Yo no sé qué es lo que tú me estás hablando, ¿jugar qué? Bueno, nosotros no estamos jugando, hermanito, estamos hablando de boxeo aquí. So, all I'm saying is, Zuffa Boxing is going to become popular a lot faster than we think. In the beginning, I thought it was going to take a few years. Honestly, I was like, yo, Zuffa Boxing is going to be like at the bottom of the bottom. They're going to be like some type of B league, some type of misfits of boxing. And slowly but surely, they're going to start picking it up. But golly, they signed Jai Opetaia. A signing like this tells you that they serious about making noise right away. They not trying to start off slow and build it slowly. They trying to start off with a bang. So salute to Dana White. Salute to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh for this signing right here. Salute to Jai Opetaia. Right now, he is the biggest name in Zuffa Boxing. Dare I say, Jai Opetaia right now is going to become the face of Zuffa Boxing. Dare I say, because they don't have a more popular fighter right now. They don't have a bigger name right now. So there you have it. Yesterday we talking about Jai Opetaia is the face of Australian boxing. He not getting the type of love that he's supposed to get. How much more love can you get than being the guy in Zuffa Boxing? That's him. It's Jai Opetaia, my peoples. Come on now. We're going to be watching right away some good fights. Right away, we're going to see competitive fights. And by the way, the first... let me bring this shit down. The first Zuffa Boxing card is on the way. I think, is it this week or next week? Or is it next month? I'm not sure the dates, but I know that they already announced the first Zuffa Boxing event. We're going to get that soon. Y'all know I'm going to be on it. Y'all know I'm going to be calling them fights. We got to see how that's going to play out. But what I am expecting is competitiveness. Dana White is going to, for a moment, right? For a moment, let's not worry about the money. Let's not talk about the money and how much they're going to make, because we really don't know, right? Instead, let's talk about the type of fights that Dana White is going to put together. Why? Because look what he's been doing with UFC. Whether or not you want to talk about the money, that's irrelevant. In UFC, you constantly get the best fighting the best. Constantly. You're always getting the biggest fights. You're always getting, when this guy's coming up and he's really good, and this guy's coming up and he's the shit, they're going to meet up. Not like in boxing where you on the other side of the street, or you not trying to have it, or you got excuses. No. In UFC, they fight each other. And in boxing, we get some of these fights, but we miss out on a lot of them too. Miss out on a lot of fights. So, Dana White and His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, they're about to do some damage. They showed up in the boxing world. And it's about to get real. When you're talking about signing somebody like Jai Opetaia, who has that style, who, aggressive, power, big, strong, goes out there to hurt his opponents, to get him out of there, you got to start right there. You got a guy that y'all gonna turn into a superstar. Right now, I'm telling you, Jai Opetaia is the face of Zuffa Boxing. That's the biggest name that they signed thus far. I would say the most important fighter on Zuffa is Jai. Let's get it. The Monk, everyone else will have to step their game up That's a fact. That is 100% factual. Because now what's going to happen, you're going to see in Zuffa Boxing all these fights getting made, real competitive fights, and everybody else, the promoters are going to look around like, we got to do something. They trying to take over. Clifton Dennis, are they taking fights with other promoters? That's a good question. So I believe that they will take fights with other promoters, but those fights will probably have to go down on Zuffa's platforms. I don't foresee Dana and Turkey sending fighters to go fight over there. So where Zuffa Boxing is fighting at, that's where y'all gonna, you wanna come fight over here with us? It's gonna be, I believe it's gonna be like UFC. You see in UFC fighters don't go to Pride or to other organizations to fight. They fight exclusively in UFC. So I think Zuffa Boxing is going to be the same model. You want to fight with us? Come over here. Come over here and you could get a fight. The Monk, the only trouble is it makes it harder to handcraft an untouchable star. I want you to think about the fact that Jai Opetaia has become the biggest name in Zuffa Boxing. Salute to everybody tuning in on Box Center 2.0. Everybody tuning in on Box Center with Jay Smith. Boxing for breakfast, Saturday morning. Y'all know how we get down. But let me say this. Let me segue into this next one because we talked about it yesterday. Oscar De La Hoya responded to the whole story about Virgil Ortiz wanting to leave Golden Boy. Virgil Ortiz's team sued to leave Golden Boy. Now, what did I tell you guys yesterday about this whole situation? Remember, yesterday I said that I had the feeling that Virgil's team does not want him to fight Boots. I got the feeling that even Virgil himself don't want to fight Boots. Because of remember when they had that face off, Boots was all over his face. Like, what's up? Y'all was talking all that shit. Let's get it. And how Virgil was responding to Boots. Oh, now we wasn't talking. Y'all was talking first. Y'all, and Boots was like, man, get out of here with all that. Let's fight. Nah, y'all was talking first. It wasn't us. So Virgil seemed to be too defensive. He didn't look like he wanted that smoke with Boots. I said it from the day of the fight. And now, look what's going on. Oscar De La Hoya is trying to make the fight between Boots and Virgil, and now Virgil wants off of Golden Boy. So that made me feel like, you know what? They don't want it. They don't want that smoke. And what happened yesterday? Oscar De La Hoya finally responded. The real King George. Leave boxing for the boxers who want to be the best, not Jake Paul MVP to be a joke of clown boxing. But Jake Paul's not even involved with Zuffa Boxing, bro. Zuffa Boxing is Dana White, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. The Monk. Boots' last fight made everyone realize even more, recognize even more. It could be. They may have watched that fight and be like, damn, I don't think we want these type of problems. But then again, you got to remember, Boots beat a tune-up type of fighter, and Virgil beat Madrimov. So a lot of people was high on Virgil, like, wait a minute, look at the guy that he beat, and look at the way that he did it. Come on now, he's gonna destroy Boots. And I said it from the beginning, the way that Virgil reacted when Boots climbed the ring, it looked like he don't want that smoke. And now, let me just give you guys a recap of what Oscar De La Hoya said. And I thought that was very interesting. Oscar De La Hoya said just a couple of weeks ago, and it's true, and even after the fight, Virgil was so happy with Golden Boy. He couldn't be any more happier with the way that he's being treated. He loved Golden Boy. And now all of a sudden he wants out of Golden Boy, where he's never said a negative thing about them ever. Now he wants out all of a sudden. So, interestingly enough, yesterday Oscar De La Hoya says that Virgil Ortiz got the same lawyer that Canelo Alvarez had to get him out of his contract with Golden Boy, and that they didn't want him. They kept intervening with the negotiations about Virgil and Boots. Now remember, Oscar even said he wants 60-40. He's trying to give Virgil the big piece of the pie. He's like, yo, you want to fight? You want this fight? We need 60-40. We got the bigger star over here. So Oscar doing his job as a promoter. He trying to get the big piece of the pie for his fighter. And yet, Virgil's peoples, they don't want to make that fight. Oscar said, yo, they intervening. So ultimately, it looks like the real reason why Virgil want to leave Golden Boy is what I said yesterday. They trying to make him fight Boots, and he don't want that fight. He don't want to fight him. Or at least his team don't want to fight him. Either or. The monk, the eyes never lie. Clifton Dennis. While we die for Boots versus Ortiz, it's plenty of food on the 154 table, and neither are champions or done anything at 54. It's many good fights for both of them. That's a fact, Clifton Dennis. But I need you to take something into consideration, my G. Boots versus Virgil is a fight that we've been asking for since they was both at the welterweight division. You got to remember that. There was a time where we thought that fight was going to happen at welterweight. So you're forgetting about the anticipation on this fight. We've been waiting for it. And finally, Virgil wins. Boots climbs the ring. Virgil says, let's get it. Boots says, let's get it. Eddie says he wants it. Oscar says he wants it. Bro, you already put us on edge. Of course we're going to be dying for that fight. I told us y'all going to give us this fight. How are you supposed to feel when you see Virgil and Boots face to face in the ring talking to each other? So that's the reason why we dying for that fight. You put it right there in front of us, and you told us it was going to happen. So if it doesn't happen, we need answers. Why is it not happening? It looked like Virgil's team don't want it. They ducking. Boots. Let's be real, my peoples. Let's cut to the chase. That's what we have to do. Be real, cut to the chase. Why this fight, Virgil versus Boots, is not happening? Virgil's team don't want it. And it looked like Virgil himself don't want it. And I'm disappointed because, remember, even Virgil's team was like, nah, Boots is ducking. We was trying to call him out, and he didn't want it. He don't want it. Remember when Boots decided to take that tune-up? When Boots took that tune-up, a lot of people, some of y'all, were like, look, he's scared of Virgil. Why he took a tune-up? He could have fought Virgil. Well, now they trying to fight Virgil, and these motherfuckers ready to leave Golden Boy just because they don't want that fight. Virgil Ortiz had a great relationship with Golden Boy, my peoples, up until they said, we want you to fight Boots. Now he don't want to be with Golden Boy anymore. We might see Virgil get out of that contract and go to Zuffa Boxing just to avoid Boots. Come on, my peoples. This is gonna be a huge fight. That, I had hopes for this fight to happen up until yesterday, B. And I'm telling you, Virgil and his team are not making the right decision. You know why? And remember, Jay Stradamus is telling you this. They not making the right decision because now Virgil's going to enter into a legal battle with Golden Boy about trying to leave the company, trying to break his contract. You know how that process is going to play out, or what that process means for his career? Young fighter, you're going to mean inactivity. That's what that's gonna mean. Virgil gonna be inactive. I wouldn't be surprised if he don't fight all 2026 because of this legal battle. Remember, he can only fight through Golden Boy. So if you fighting with Golden Boy, you ain't gonna step in the ring. You're gonna be inactive. And everybody knows inactivity is the enemy of a fighter. Nobody wants to remain inactive. Because you know what happens when you're inactive? Number one, and the most important, you're not making any money. Inactivity means that you're spending money, not making it. That's number one. Number two, your popularity goes down. The more time passes without people talking about you, without people watching you, the more your popularity goes down and the more people lose interest. Before you know it, nobody's talking about Virgil. That's what happens when you go into inactivity. So at the end of the day, this is not the best decision for Virgil. Unless they thought Boots was going to beat him up. They say, yo, Boots going to beat you up. He's going to knock you out. Your whole stocks is going to plummet. So chill out. We better off being inactive than getting beat up by Jerome Boots Ennis. Salute to everybody tuning in on Box Center 2.0, on Box Center with Jay Smith. My peoples, Virgil Ortiz should have fought Jerome Boots Ennis. And he's looking like a duck. His whole team is looking like a duck. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. And you know why this bothers me? The day Jerome Boots Ennis stepped in the ring with Virgil Ortiz, I felt like Virgil didn't want that smoke. I felt it that day. I like, nah, man, Virgil don't want that smoke. You saw the demeanor. You saw Boots in his face. Let's fight. What's up? Let's fight. Let's get it. And you saw Virgil talking about, no, you are the ones that started talking about us first. We only responded. You guys started it. Man, shut the hell up about who was talking first. Let's fight. Virgil didn't say nothing in that ring that made me feel like he want that smoke. But you saw Boots, right? You saw how Boots was all in his face. Beat your ass. Boots want him. Boots want to fight Virgil badly. But Virgil don't want that smoke. And they want to duck Boots so badly that they willing to leave Golden Boy. They suing Golden Boy because Oscar's trying to make that fight. And yesterday Oscar said it. To Virgil's people, stop intervening with the Virgil versus Boots negotiations. Stop. Let me do my job. Let us do our job. But of course, if you don't want the fight, you're going to intervene because you don't want it. So I think right now, I said it before. Look how far back I said it. They was both in the ring together. And I was like, yo, Virgil don't look like he want to fight Boots. I'm not getting that vibe off of him. And look now, he's suing to get out of Golden Boy. What does that tell you? Does that tell you that he want to fight Boots? Or that he don't want that smoke? So I'm disappointed in Virgil. I'm disappointed in his team. I'm disappointed everybody involved with that bullshit. Because if y'all knew y'all didn't want to fight Boots, y'all should have never let it get that far. Y'all should have never did that face-off in the ring when you know you don't want that smoke. But you know what happened with Virgil's team? They was bluffing. They was bluffing us. They was trying to act like they wanted Boots. And we believed it. So when Boots said, I'm taking a tune-up, we're like, oh, he ducking. He ducking Virgil because Virgil want that smoke. But now, when they bring it to Virgil and they like, what's up? He ready to leave Golden Boy to avoid that fight. Ned Bennett, did Boots turn down his biggest payday from Turkey to pass on the Boots fight? I think you meant the Virgil fight. I don't know what type of payday he turned down, but you're rewinding it, Ned. You got to fast forward to, okay, you say he turned it down, but Boots climbed the ring after Virgil last fight and said, yo, last fight was good. And what Virgil said, oh, nah, y'all was talking first. It was y'all talking. We didn't say anything. We just responded. Now Virgil ready to leave Golden Boy because they want to make him fight Boots. So who really ducking? Who really ducking, bro? Now we know the truth. We've seen a million fighters move up a division and get a tune-up. Boots not the first one to do it. He want to test himself, see how he's going to feel at 154. He did it. But what he said right after his fight, I want Virgil next. So, Ned, look, notice, Ned, you're rewinding. That's like me asking you, did Virgil say that he was going to fight Boots after his last fight? Yes or no? When they faced each other, did Virgil says, I want to fight you? Yes or no? Now he ducking. Now he want to leave Golden Boy. Now he don't want to fight Boots anymore. Who wants to fight who right now? You can rewind it all you want. But right now, it's Virgil ducking. It's his team ducking. They scared to death. That's the problem. Ned, you got to stop pocket watching. Stop the pocket watching and see the real things that are going on out there. All these people make a lot of money. All these people making a shitload of money. But you pocket watching as an excuse to excuse the ducking. Don't give excuse to the people that are ducking. Jaron Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz could have been next, bro. It could have been the next fight, and you want to be stuck on, no, but a year ago, Boots could have took this and Boots, no, it could have been next. Focus on today, what's happening, bro, instead of, no, but it could have happened a long time ago. Right now, that shit could have been the next fight, and Virgil and his team duck. Victor J, will you take 60-40 if you were Boots J. Smith? Look, honestly, it's hard for me to answer that question because I can't answer for somebody else's money. And I try not to do that. You guys know that I try not to argue about fighters' money and what type of money they should take and all of that because we not fighters. We not making millions of dollars. So it's easy for us to make a decision for a fighter. There's two ways it could go. You know, if I was Boots, I could say, you know what? Let me take the 40 because I'm going to beat his ass. And then every time out after that, I'm going to get the bigger piece of the pie. Or Boots could say, you know what? Nah, man, that nigga never been a world champion. That nigga never held the belt. I held 2. I'm more accomplished than him. We going 50-50. Matter of fact, I need 60 and he getting 40. He ain't accomplished shit in boxing. So there's two different ways that it could go. But ultimately, today, Virgil and his team are trying to get out of Golden Boy because Golden Boy is trying to make the Boots fight. They ducking. They ducking, my peoples. Now, so you're saying Virgil is scared of Boots? Scared to death. Scared for his life. Scared to take the beating of a lifetime, bro. Scared. You talking about Virgil didn't look scared because you don't want him to be scared. Don't you already see that that's the difference, my brother. I look at everything and you look at everything from the point of view that you could defend Virgil. That's all you want to do. All you want to do, my brother, is defend Virgil. So that's all you're doing. Hey, did Boots not take it? Did Boots not? All you're trying to do is defend Virgil. I'm not. I'm trying to look at the whole situation and what's happening. And what's really happening that you don't want to accept it is that Boots versus Virgil could have been the next fight between them. And Virgil and his team is the reason why they're not going to fight. That's what's happening right now. That's what's going down. Victor J, I don't think Oscar is confident that Virgil can beat Boots. But I want you to take this into consideration, Victor J. Whether or not Oscar is confident, He's doing what a promoter is supposed to do, trying to get his fighter the bigger piece of the pie. Oscar De La Hoya is trying to give Virgil a 60-40 split versus a guy who's been a unified world champion when Virgil hasn't even won a belt in his life. Virgil never held a title. Never held a title, and he's trying to get him the bigger piece of the pie. What more do you want from your promoter? Ned, you can compare opponents. He's still ducking boots. It doesn't matter. Scared to death. No matter what you say. But Virgil fought this guy and Virgil fought that guy. Scared to death of stepping in the ring with Jaron Bruce Ennis. Why? Because they don't want to get beat up. They don't want to get embarrassed. Look at this. I'm going to show you how scared they is of boots. How short to death. Ned, let's keep it 100. Bro, just a couple of months back, Virgil's face was on camera saying he couldn't be happier with Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya treat him so good. Oscar De La Hoya is the best promoter. Virgil Ortiz had nothing but praise for the way Golden Boy treat him and his family. Now they want you to fight Boots. You don't want to be on Golden Boy anymore. Now you suing to get out of Golden Boy. It don't get no more ducking than that, bro. It don't get... Man, okay, how you unify with an email? Okay, and what Virgil win? Ned Bennett, tell me what title Virgil win. What title did Virgil win? What strap he wore? Tell me. Look at it. Since you like yes or no questions, I'm going to give you an easy one. Who is more accomplished? Not opinion. Not you bringing up names who you think is better or done what. Who has accomplished more in the sport of boxing? Jaron Bruce Ennis or Virgil Ortiz? That's very easy. That's very easy to answer that question. Who's accomplished more? Who's put on some real belts? Virgil ain't put nothing on yet. So we could go back and forth about your opinion of you trying to discredit Booth's opponents. But at the end of the day, we already know Virgil and his team, they scared to death. They are scared to death of Jaron Bruce Ennis. That's it. We found out. You willing to leave your promoter to avoid fighting Boots. That's crazy. That's a new level of duck. Keep it 100, my peoples. A promoter says, yo, let's make this fight. And you like, nah, yo, I'm suing you. I'm leaving this promotional company. How much more ducking do you want, Ned? I'm proving to y'all, and I'm proving to you, Ned, that when they said let's fight Boots, when you thought Virgil wanted to fight Boots, they was bluffing. They never wanted to fight Boots. That was a bluff. So they could say, look, we tried to fight and he didn't want it. But then when Boots called a bluff, my man's ready to leave Golden Boy. That's how bad they don't want to fight Boots. I'm trying to open your eyes. Trying to open your eyes, Ned. They ducking Boots so hard that they leaving Golden Boy. They rather leave the whole promotional company that made him a star than fight Boots. Scared to death. Wes Dustin, peace, Jay Smith. Good morning. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get this healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Box Center 2.0, my peoples. Salute. Now, Virgil's not suing Oscar because he's scared of Boots. You're making up narratives. You see, Ned, that's the thing. I never make up narratives. You just want to defend Virgil so bad that you say anything to defend him. But I don't talk just to talk. I talk with a foundation behind it. What's my foundation? Virgil was in the ring with Jerron Bruce Ennis just a couple of months ago saying, let's fight. And then right after that, he said that Golden Boy, he got nothing but praises for them. They made him a star. He's grateful to Oscar De La Hoya. He's grateful for everything they done. And now, Oscar De La Hoya trying to make the Boost fight, and you want out of Golden Boy. Come on, man. Come on. Don't be a fanboy, bro. You being a fanboy. You don't realize that you're being a fanboy. Instead of seeing what's happening, you just want to defend Virgil no matter what. Defend Virgil. I got to defend Virgil's honor. He ducking right in front of all of us. My man's went from, I love Golden Boy, to, nah, man, I'm suing. I don't want to be here anymore. As soon as they try to make a fight Boost, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to get out of here. Stop being a fanboy, bro. And everything you say is fanboy shit. You trying to diminish Boost's opponents. You trying to say Virgil did more. You trying to say Boost was ducking. And you don't want to say nothing about the fact that they was both face to face, both saying let's fight, but Virgil don't want to fight. Boost want to fight, Virgil don't want to fight. Oscar's trying to get him the bigger piece of the pie, bro. Oscar's trying to get him a 60-40. You ain't never won a title. Boost a unified champion, and Oscar's still trying to get you the bigger piece of the pie. Oscar trying to make you the A side, and you still want to leave Golden Boy. That's how bad they don't want to fight Boost, bro. I'm trying to wake you up. I'm trying to make you see the reality. You could be a fanboy as much as you want of Virgil, but look at what's really going on. Don't be delusional, bro. Allow Jay Smith to open your eyes. Everybody in these comments see that you delusional, bro. No, Virgil's not ducking. My man trying to leave Golden Boy just because they try to make him fight Boost. What you think that means? What you really think that means? Danny on the ground, no fanboys allowed. Now, look, Ed is good, but he being a fanboy. Being a fanboy. Eye for eye. Is the ducking boot? Is he ducking Boots? I mean, look, you guys tell me if he's ducking Boots or not. You give me your opinion. I give you a recap, right? And based on this recap, you give me your opinion. Yo, Nat, you can't keep repeating the same shit over and over. Take a 24 hour, because you're just going to keep repeating the same dumb shit over and over. He didn't take the deal. He didn't take the deal. You keep saying the same dumb shit over and over. We're going to have to cut you on break. You want to be a fanboy, come back to being a fanboy on Monday. I'm going to give you guys a recap so you guys could consider this, right? So, after Virgil Ortiz's last fight, Jerron Bruce Ennis climbed the ring. And they went face to face. And once they was face to face, Boost was like, let's fight. But Virgil, I told you guys, look scared, bro. Look scared. Boost over there like, let's fight. You guys was talking all that shit that I'm ducking, let's fight. And Virgil was over there talking about, we wasn't talking. It was them talking. We only responded. Looking scared as fuck. And I told y'all. I like, yo, Virgil don't look like he want that smoke. The way he was facing with Boots all in his face, looking like he wanted to knock him out on the spot. And Virgil looking like he was dying to step off the ring. He don't look like he want that smoke to me. That's how I felt about it in that face-off. But cool. Supposedly, they're going to fight next. And all of a sudden, the same Virgil Ortiz that says he loved Golden Boy done nothing but good for him and his family. Golden Boy made him a star. Golden Boy, nothing but praise for Golden Boy. Now Golden Boy's trying to make you fight Boots, and you suing them to get out of your contract. Who's really ducking, my peoples? Wes Dustin, Black Party invite only. We got to send him to the Black Party, man. He want to keep spitting that fanboy shit. Eye for eye. Yeah, he did. I saw that too, Jay. Come on, man. I saw this duck coming from a mile away, yo. Eye for eye. I fucking knew that was all cap. And I'm going to tell you what really happened, my peoples. When Virgil and his team was calling for Boots, that was all cap. They was bluffing to bring up their star power. A lot of fighters do that. They use other names so they could come up. They was bluffing. How I know they was bluffing? Because when Boots and Eddie call they bluff, now he want to leave Golden Boy. Now you're suing to leave Golden Boy. You went from Golden Boy, they the best, they taking care of me and my family too. Nah, I don't want to be on Golden Boy no more. We want to get out of here now. Huh? Before they was trying to make the Boots fight, you was in love with Golden Boy. You was happy over there. They scared to death. Clifton Dennis, I believe Boots has to call Ortiz bluff for us to make it official. Bro, how much more can Boots call his bluff? How much more? You can't do anything else if they don't want to fight. How can you call his bluff? Look, Oscar De La Hoya is trying to get Virgil a 60-40 split. He trying to make him the A side. And they still suing Golden Boy. My guy, come on now. Clifton, there is nothing Jerome Boots Ennis could do. These people already suing Oscar to get out of that contract. What can Boots do? Boots can't tell you, nah, stay with Golden Boy. Stay with Golden Boy so we can fight. Boots can't do that, bro. It's done. There ain't shit Boots can do. Now, Virgil's just going to be battling it out with Golden Boy to get out of his contract. He might even be inactive for the whole 2026. We might not see Virgil step in the ring the whole year over this shit. So think about that. Rather than fight Boots, Virgil and his team prefer to keep his ass on a shelf. Now Golden Boy about to get him killed. Nah. Because what's really going to happen... Okay, remember when Mikey Garcia wanted to leave Top Rank? So I know some of y'all been watching boxing that long. But bro, when Mikey Garcia decided he wanted to leave Top Rank, that nigga was inactive for like, what, 2 years? Or something like that? 2-3 years? You're not going to get a fight. If you're fighting legally with your promoter, you're not going to get a fight. You're not fighting. You're going to be inactive. And that's what we're seeing. That's what we're going to see from Virgil. You're going to be inactive. The real King George. Oscar is the GOAT of boxing. He's top 50 in my books. Oscar De La Hoya is definitely a great fighter. I'll even put him better than top 50. When we look at his accomplishments, nah, I don't say top 50. I'm putting Oscar top 20, bro. Top 20. Daniel Negron, 60-40 duck of the new year. You already know that's crazy. They ducking, bro. Virgil and his team do not want to fight Boots. They don't want that fight. Boots can send him a letter saying, I'll take it. Light on you, son. But you're saying that Boots can send a letter saying, I'll take it. I'll take what, bro? They want to leave Golden Boy. There is nothing to take. That's the problem. For Virgil and his team, it's not about money. Oscar's the one that was making him the A side, saying 60-40 split. Virgil's not talking about a money split. They just suing to get out of Golden Boy, bro. And yesterday, Oscar told us they want to leave Golden Boy because they don't want to fight Boots. Virgil's people kept intervening with the negotiations. They don't want that fight. Wes Dustin, Virgil ain't trying to go out like Jake Paul. He not trying to get his jaw broken in 2 places. So they like, nah, we need to get out of this one. Because they realize if we fight Boots and we get knocked out, these stocks is going to plummet. The prices are going to be down for Virgil Ortiz. And they don't want that. They prefer to keep fans like Ed Burnett fooled into believing that they really wanted that smoke. If they really wanted that smoke, Boots versus Virgil would have been next. And to be honest, that's why I'm annoyed. I'm bothered. because just like you guys, I wanted this fight. I think that's a fight. Not I think. We all wanted this fight since they was both in the welterweight division. Let's keep it real. We thought this fight was going to happen at 147. Now they're at 154. Virgil fights. Boots climb the ring. They go face to face. It looks like it's going to happen. Oops. Virgil suing Golden Boy so he could leave. So they can't make him fight Boots. You prefer to be inactive than fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. That's a duck, my peoples. They called your bluff, and when they did, you ran. Eye for eye, real talk, Jay. This is sad shame on Virgil. This would have been a good fight. Come on, this would have been a great fight. We all wanted this. But it looks like we wanted this. Virgil didn't want this. His team didn't want this. And now they suing Golden Boy. Wes Dustin, this fight been marinating for years. Now this nonsense. That's what I'm talking about, Wes Dustin. We've been. Yo, the first time that we was arguing about this fight need to happen was like 3 or 4 years ago at the welterweight division. We've been like Virgil and Boots, they gotta fight, they gotta fight, they gotta fight. They finally share the ring together right after a fight. They finally do a face-off. And now Virgil doesn't want to be with Golden Boy anymore. When Golden Boy is trying to make him the A side, trying to get him the bigger piece of the pie, they called you bluff and you folded. Virgil and his team folded. Daniel Negreanu, I wish Oscar would come out and say something. He did, my brother. Look it up. Yesterday, that's exactly what Oscar De La Hoya did. Oscar De La Hoya came out and said that Virgil got the same lawyer that got Oscar out of his contract. And they've been trying to intervene with the Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Boots Ennis negotiations. They don't want to fight, bro. Eye for eye. Somebody should have been training Virgil in confidence because that's what he needs. That self-doubt is a killer. It is. And I got to tell you, and I got to repeat it. When Virgil and Boots went face to face, Virgil looked scared, bro. He looked scared to me. That same day I told you, Virgil don't look like he want that smoke. Because Boots was all in his face. You could see it in Boots that he want to fight Virgil badly. He want Virgil bad. You could see it. The way he climbed in the ring, man, didn't even take the hoodie off. Boots was in that ring looking like Debo. Looking like he was ready to take Virgil's bike. What's up? Let's fight. Virgil in the ring talking about, you guys was talking first. We only retaliated. It wasn't us. You guys started it. Looking scared to death. Even the guy that was interviewing them, Virgil was looking at him like, nah, they was talking first. They was talking, we just responded. And Boots staring at his face like, man, forget all that. What's up? On him. Applying that pressure in his face. And Virgil folded, my peoples. Looked scared in the face-off and looking scared right now, trying to leave his contract to avoid this fight. Wes Dustin, scared, and he was just coming off of a stoppage. You see? You stopped your opponent brutally. Brutal stoppage. And then what? Looking scared to death. I guess, I don't know, maybe they thought with this stoppage, Boo's gonna have to think about it. Man, Boo saw that stoppage and climbed the ring ready to Debo Virgil. Ready to Debo him, my peoples. I'm disappointed. I'm personally disappointed. Eye for eye, I see his eyes too. Bro, I'm glad you say that because I promise you, if you go, obviously I was calling that fight live. If you go to that clip, you're going to see me saying that. You're going to see me saying, yo, Virgil, he don't look like he want that smoke. Boots is on him. You saw how Boots was in his face when he climbed the ring. Virgil, with that little smile, and talking about, it was you guys talking first. We just retaliated. We just was responding to y'all. Nah, bro, that wasn't it. Look scared to death. Nature Boy, is Golden Boy promotion still a thing? Does he still have fighters? I mean, look at the promotional company. All I know is that Virgil's scared to death. That I know for sure. Whether you want to accept it or not, I don't know what to tell you. But I do know that Virgil and his team do not want to fight Boots. And I want you to think about this, Nature Boy. Just a few months ago, they asked Virgil about Golden Boy. He was like, he got nothing but praise for them. Oscar De La Hoya has treated him great, his family great, made him into a star. He got nothing but praise for Oscar De La Hoya. Now they trying to get you to fight Boots, and you suing to leave Golden Boy. What'd that tell you? What's really going on? How you went from praising Oscar De La Hoya to suing Golden Boy. And now you don't want to be there no more when they want you to fight Boots. Now, is Oscar doing a good job as a promoter? You tell me. Virgil never won a title. He never wore a major belt. Yet Oscar is trying to make him the A side. Oscar's trying to get him a 60-40 split versus a guy who's a unified champion in the welterweight division. Virgil's not supposed to be the A side in that fight. Yeah, his promoter is establishing that he's the A side. And you still want to leave Golden Boy? You got to be scared to death of Jerome Boots Ennis. Scared for your life. Eye for eye. So who can Boots fight now? Who can step up the door open? Who's that guy that been calling Boots out? I'm going to tell you like this. We could get Boots versus Bakram Murtasaliev. Bakram Murtasaliev and Josh Kelly's going to fight. That's a great fight in the 154 division. I got Bakram winning that fight. Jerome Boots Ennis versus Bakram Murtasaliev. And 154 is loaded. You got Sebastian, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, until further notice, Sebastian Fundora is the man at 154. Let's not get that twisted. My peoples, we've been going at this for over an hour, and I don't even got 10 likes. It's 2026, my peoples. We're not doing the ghost watching anymore. We're not doing the sneak hating anymore. I'm about to get the hell out of here already, man. I'm disappointed, bro. Like, god damn, what I gotta do? People don't... Shit, yo, not even 10 likes in an hour? What the fuck is going on out here, bro? Nah, I'm getting out of here, my peoples. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody that does show love. But this shit sucks, man. I'm out of here. Maybe next time people hit the like button, say, let's hit the like button and keep this nigga going, man. I'm out of here. Done with this shit.